Hello everyone, this is Charles BridgTec with another flashlight review, this time from AstroLux. Now this here is their EA01S. Now this here is in cool white. This is also the SST-40 version. Now I was sent this by Banggood.com. They wanted me to test and review this light. So let's wait no further. Let's open it up, see what's in. And we have one user manual, and it is one-sided. Now my particular version here puts out 7,000 lumens, which is a lot of light, and it's going to lean more towards the floody side. Now you can also run additional battery types and sizes. That's what this little barrel here is. Now I unfortunately don't have any of this size of batteries, so I can only show you that this is an additional option that you can put the small shorty barrel on that to make it smaller. Then we have the light down in here. Let's take a look at the light. There it is. Now, as you can see, you can charge this via the USB charging port. That is a Type C. They do not include a cable for it, but you probably have a cell phone or a cable. You can easily buy them as well. Remember, they want to keep these as budget friendly as possible, so without adding a bunch of stuff to it, keeps the price down, keeps that focus on quality. So that's a big plus. Stainless steel bezel here on this, looks great. Really like this color. Now you can table stand this if you want to. Put a little diffuser on that if you want. Make your own. AstroLux makes some of the best budget-friendly lights that you can get. You'll expect to pay a lot more, but you won't with AstroLux, because there's actually a huge market for these budget-friendly lights. So starting to see more and more people come in here and try to make a very nice quality light. Probably the best light that you can get for 50 bucks. There's going to be 5 or 6 companies out there that are really playing that particular bargain area between 50 and 35. That's a real popular price point for manufacturers right now, and they are really doing a great job. Very compact light. A lot of grooves here on the body, but they are smooth. They do have some heat sinking, but not thick, and it's not deep as well. Now the style and design on this is very nice. The button does stick out past the body. Should be able to find that pretty easily. It's got some rubber knobbies there on it. Now the machining and finish on this is very nice. No issues. I've done so many AstroLux reviews over the years. I lose count, but I've done a lot, and every single one have been really a great pleasure to do for Banggood. So now let's go ahead and take a look here. You've got 4 smooth reflectors, and you've got 4 Luminus SST-40 LEDs. Now this type of LED setup is going to make it real floody, but this particular LED does give it a little bit more throw because of their design. Alright, let me take this all apart and show you the insides. Dual springs on the tail. And you've got 18650 battery tube there, and then you've got the 21700 one here. Now there's a little rubber O-ring here on there, so it makes it a little harder to pull out, but this is what you'll use for the 21700 cell. I won't be using any of these adapters. I'm going to take this apart so I can show you the head of the light. Straight contact point there on the head. A little bit of grease there on the O-ring, and a little bit of grease here on the threads and O-rings. So now let me bring out the battery I'm going to be using. In this test here is an E-Fest. This is a 26650 cell. It's a 5000 milliamp. This is a 25 amp cell, so it should be plenty of power to run this multi-LED light. Now these higher ratings on that, don't go by those. Those are just pulse ratings, which is like a nanosecond, so don't go by those. Some of these rewrapped companies, they kind of tend to exaggerate that and only post that when actually the battery's only 25 amp, and that's continuous. So it has come to life. You can see there we have battery power. Now let's go through the UI. Now the Anduril UI software is very popular right now. You can do a lot of programming on this light, but we're going to go over the basics right out of the box. A lot of stuff you can do with this light right out of that box. I'm going to turn it on. Right away on default it is on ramping. Lower that. And it is quite quick. Now that is the lowest level. That's what they call the floor level. You can see, barely can see it. And we'll go up to the highest output. 7,000 lumens on this. Crazy bright. Double click. And double click will get you 7,000 lumens. Oh man, that is crazy bright. I'm going to turn that back down. I'm going to show you the beam. Now it does have the flower pattern, as you can see, which all multi-LEDs lights have. As you see here, it does have a nice centralized hotspot. This here, a lot of bleeding, and then it's got about that much area in the main beam, and then out here on the outer edges kind of spills out. So it's going to give you quite a bit of coverage out there the further you get out. But this one here with this LED will lean a little towards the flood side, which is normal. Now on any light level. You can 1, 2, 3. Now change it to stepping, which you can do individually, but it'll only go to the level you're on, and the one above. Press down and hold. We'll go through those light levels. Again, double click. We'll get your turbo, and then we're back down. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm back on ramping. That's what I'm going to show the light on. So as you can see there, now from off, we want to do a battery check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.1, 4.1. So that's nice to know. Now if you want to turn it off, simply by clicking the side switch, otherwise it'll keep going. Now if you do want to get to the highest output from off, 1, 2, will get you the highest output instant access. Click that off. 1, 2, 3, 4 locks out the light. Now it only comes on at a very low light output, as you can see there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That unlocks the light, and we're now back to the regular ramping. So we're going to set this light up first, the light output that we want. Turn it off. Now we're going to click 5 times from off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now whenever you turn on the light, it only comes on that level. Pressure switch action. Great to do. Now in order to get out of that, simply break the connection. Now we're going to reconnect it. Now we're back in business. So now we're going to go over the special modes. I'm going to turn it off. From off, you want to click it 3 times, but on the third one, hold it down. 1, 2, 3. We'll activate the candle mode. Really a great feature. Talk a lot about that. And this here is a great conversation piece, because I had a smaller light of mine and from AstroLux, and had this going in the corner, had a little, like a diffused piece of plastic that you couldn't see the light behind it, but people thought it was a candle behind there. And I would turn it up a little bit brighter each time just to see if someone would notice, and someone finally did. When they saw it was a flashlight, they were quite impressed with it. But you can do different light outputs on this, intensify it. So definitely a conversation piece when you're got it activated. And then you want to go to next mode, double click, will get you bike mode. Now you can intensify the brightness on this as well, brighter or lower. Now my camera is not really picking up the pulse, kind of picks up the last portion of the flash. There we go. It's picking up a little bit better there. Great for if you want to use this as a bike light. Double click will get you what they call a party mode. Now you can really intensify this as well, make it faster, which my camera doesn't do it any justice, so really hard to show this particular mode because of the way it's erratic on its flashing. Double click again will get you tactical strobe, which is some of the best strobe action you could get. I wish some of the tactical flashlights had this, but it looks great. Very distracting. Double click again, will get you what they call a lightning storm mode. Now this is really interesting as well. Put this in a corner, in a window, close the curtains. You might kind of freak out your neighbors, but if you don't have to worry about that like I do, you can put it in a window, close the blinds a little bit, and it'll simulate a lightning storm without, of course, the sound of the storm scared the holiness out of my wife. So, and this looks great too. No adjustments you can do on this. It's all random. And it's great. I mean, we've used this quite a few times. I do it here for a little bit longer. There you go. Now if you double click again, it'll go back to candle mode. We're back to the candle mode. You can intensify that or bring it back down. So again, neat little feature. Click it one time, turns the light off, turn it back on, it's right back to the regular UI. Put it on the lowest light output, that way we take it outside. It'll be on the lowest setting. Kind of show you different light outputs there, so let's wait no further. Let's take this bad boy out, see how it does in the wilderness. We are out here in the darkness with the AstroLux EA01S. Remember, this has got the Luminus SST-40 LEDs. So let's go ahead and see how it does. Just going to turn it on. It is on. Great for up close at this light level. Not going to see much farther than probably 5 feet. Well, we're going to ramp it up just a little bit here. About right there. Water spout is 35 feet from where I'm standing. "65 feet to that tree there." See how large that hotspot is? There it is on the fence. Kind of give you an idea. Been extremely hot here, 108 degrees. A little breeze out here, so it cooled off a little bit. Now it is making that tree of life. You can see the hot spot moving. That's 138 feet from where I'm standing. I'll ramp it up a little bit more here on the tree of life. See how it does. Nice wide beam on here. See the school. Nice wide beam on this. Way out the sides. Tree line. Fence line, as you can see there. I'll ramp it up to the highest part here in the UI. Do a complete beam profile of this light. Behind my hand and back around. Pretty impressive. Even at this light output, easily seen across the park. I was getting wet by these darn sprinklers. They always come on at a different time, so 238 feet behind the tree of life. It's 138 feet from where I'm standing. Good range on this. See the palm trees there. Second one there faintly. Alright, well, let's go ahead and do turbo here. Let's see how it does. There you go. Look at that. Huge beam. Try to pan around a little quicker because it will step down due to heat. Now it is a little warmer than normal tonight, but definitely cooler than it has been during the day, I tell you. Easily making it across the park to those playgrounds. This thing is getting pretty toasty. Wanted over here on the Tree of Life. Easily making it across the park to those playgrounds. All coming from this little light. Okay, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed those night shots. Amazing little light. That much power from this little light is amazing. It's hands down quality on this. You would expect to pay a lot more, but you won't. Definitely want to use a quality cell when using this light, whether you use a 21700 cell. Now this particular adapter actually had some problems fitting some 21700 cells. Not sure why. Some of them fit in there with no problems, other ones did not. So you might run into that issue, just letting you know ahead of time. Now I really wish I could have used this tube, would have made it a lot smaller, almost a third of the size as far as the barrel is concerned. So once I do get a battery for that, I will try it out, but unfortunately I don't have any of those batteries, and battery supply worldwide is running really low. They're starting to ramp up more production now that some of this stuff is starting to return back to normal, so hopefully in the future see some more life in batteries. I buy tons of batteries because as many lights as I have, definitely want to have a huge stock on hand. But in any case, this light here performs well. The UI, you can fully program this light to whatever you want to do. Just remember, if you do mess up not quite the way you want it, or it's doing something you're not sure why it's doing, unscrew the barrel, push the button, screw it back in. It'll blink a few times and you factory reset this light. I don't do any programming of the light because a lot of the features I don't even use. But this here, right out of the box, you can do a lot of things with it, and that itself is impressive. The LEDs here definitely give it better throw than some of the other LED options that you can get with this. So if you want more flood, then you definitely might want to look into the other LEDs that they do have for this model as well. Now I want to thank Banggood.com for sending me this EA01S to review. Now if this is something you are interested in getting, remember the only thing you need to get is a battery, maybe a holster if you want to side carry it, no problems. I will leave a link down in the description to my 2 online stores. See that on screen now. That's what you'll see. You'll see my discount code at the top of the page. Just click on it. It will copy it. Once you go to checkout, down in the bottom area to your left will be the coupon area. Paste it there and you'll see your savings when you go to checkout, and that'll help you save some money on this light that's already very affordable as it is, just in case you're interested in getting it. Well, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please share, like, and subscribe. That way I can bring more of these lights from AstroLux to you in the future. Thanks for watching. Take care.